Greetings, this is Tito Tato with Asantiwa. Welcome to Did You Know This? I am Marian, your host. Did you know that Easter celebrations in most Western countries is associated with eggs and bunnies? Did you know that though Easter is a Christian celebration, the symbolism of eggs and bunnies is a traditional cultural practice which is said to have originated in medieval Mesopotamia? Did you know that the practice of hunting colored eggs at Easter and the bunnies associated with them was first practiced in Eastern Europe and then was brought to Western Europe? In today's conversation, I will shed light on the origins and significance of eggs and bunnies at Easter time, and it's between you and I. Stay tuned. Welcome back, viewers and listeners. As was indicated in the introduction, today's talk is on Easter, eggs, and bunnies. And this will be the outline. We start with a background, followed by origin of Easter bunnies and eggs, origin of country-specific celebrations, and end with the words or the question, what does Easter mean to you? So now on the background, as you are all aware, Easter is an occasion which commemorates the resurrection of Jesus Christ and is considered the most important feast of Christians. And then every year, the crucifixion of Jesus on Good Friday is followed by the resurrection, which is Easter, 3 days after, on Easter Sunday. And Easter is not fixed on a particular date on the calendar, but it falls normally within the spring season, typically in the month of March or April. And according to Christian rules, there are about 35 days within which Easter can occur, ranging between the 22nd of March to the 25th of April. And it's always Sunday after the first full moon in spring. And the period of Easter is always preceded by a 40-day period of fasting called Lent. Now let's look at the origin of Easter bunnies and eggs. Throughout history, eggs have been associated with spring and new life. And in most communities in the West, eggs were shared as part of spring festivals to mark the beginning of a new season. In the medieval era, people were forbidden from eating eggs during the 40-day Lenten period and were, however, encouraged to eat a lot of eggs during Easter time. Eggs, therefore, were kept from Good Friday and eaten on Easter Day, and such eggs were considered to ensure fertility. Also, eggs laid on Good Friday were believed to turn to diamonds if they were kept for 100 years. The dyeing of eggs after Easter was started by early Christians in Mesopotamia, and this was adopted by Orthodox churches, from where the practice spread to Lutheran and Catholic churches in Western Europe. Eggs, as have been already mentioned, therefore represent new life and rebirth, and so this custom was adopted into the Easter celebrations of Christians. The egg therefore became a symbol of the resurrection, and the empty tomb, or the empty shell, a metaphor for empty tomb of Jesus. Now the rabbit or the bunny, how did it come about? This is a pre-Christian symbol associated with fertility because the rabbit has a high production rate. And legend has it that the Easter bunny lays eggs, decorates them, and then hides them, and then gives them to children on Easter Day. So now let's go to how some countries have celebrated Easter and this associated eggs and bunnies over time. We start with Germany. The first record in German literature of the Easter Bunny was recorded in 1682 by a German scientist called George Frank, who made mention of a mythical Easter Bunny in his writing and said that the bunny hid eggs in the garden for children to find. In other parts of German-speaking regions in Europe, the bearer of Easter eggs is not only the bunny, but also can be a fox, a rooster, or a cuckoo bird. One of the initial egg hunts which was organized in history was in the late 16th century, and this was done by Martin Luther, the Protestant reformer, for his parishioners, where men would hide eggs for women and children to find. Also in Germany, just like Santa and the association with Christmas, German children also write letters to the bunny during Easter, which they call the Osterhase. And then over time, eggs were made, chocolate was made in the form of eggs, solid chocolate eggs were made in Germany and then France. Now let's go to the United Kingdom. Rabbits are not native to Britain, therefore there is no folktale associated with Bunny or Easter. However, eggs have been associated with springtime and new birth, like many other European countries. The painting of eggs in England can be found as early as the year 1290, when Edward I purchased 450 eggs at Easter time, dyed them, and then distributed among people. Also in the 16th century, Henry VIII received an egg in a silver case from the Vatican. Again, in the United Kingdom, in the 19th century, intricate jewelry eggs were made by the House of Faberge. And then first hollow Easter chocolate eggs were invented in Bristol by Fry and Son in 1873. The next country that we want to talk about in terms of celebrations is the United States of America. The Easter Bunny tradition was brought to the United States in the 1700s by German immigrants who first settled in Pennsylvania. So among these people, their children made nets in which this creature, the bunny, would lay its colored eggs. Interestingly, the parents would sneak out and then fill the nest that the children had made with colored eggs. This custom spread across the US, and then it moved from nests filled with colored eggs into include packages filled with chocolates, candies, and other gifts. And instead of the nests, they were transformed into decorated baskets. Also, children will leave carols for the bunny in case the bunny got hungry from hopping around distributing gifts. Now I bring you to Ghana, my home country. In Ghana, Easter celebration days back as far as the time of the Portuguese visit to the then Gold Coast in 1471, where they brought Christianity. And so Easter has been celebrated since. Easter celebrations in Ghana are also preceded by a 40-day Lenten season among the Christians. And then the last week of Lent, which begins with Palm Sunday, is characterized by processions with palm branches and merrymaking around town. Some people also commemorate Palm Sunday with the eating of Ghana's delicacy, fufu, and palm nut soup with snails and mushrooms, which are usually in season around this period and are therefore eaten throughout the season of Easter. In Ghana, most Good Fridays are commemorated by a somber mood of reflection and wearing of mourning clothing among the Christians. And then they visit their church premises for the Passion service and other religious activities. Most people also go to church on Easter Sunday wearing white to celebrate the resurrection. Aside these Christian activities, the people in Kowu in the eastern region of Ghana have an annual homecoming, which is associated with fundraising, communal cleaning, development projects, stock taken by natives and their traditional leaders. The past years, this traditional celebration has taken national dimensions, and has now included trade fair, paragliding, football tournaments, beauty contests, among other social events. Now, given all this background as far as Easter is concerned, how it was in the medieval era up to how countries have celebrated it up to date, my question is, what does Easter mean to you? I know Easter means different things to different people. For some, it's a time of rest and rejuvenation from hard work. For some, it's an opportunity to go home to their native land to help with development. For some, it's an opportunity to make money from their businesses. And for some, it's a religious event where they make time out to reflect and get closer to their maker. So everybody has their own purpose for Easter and what it means to them. I will ask you the question once again. What does Easter mean to you?
Hello, viewers and listeners. This is how we end our conversation on Easter, eggs, and bunnies. I hope you have learned something new and that organized religion has cultural influences, but those practices does not necessarily make religion or the intent of the religion evil. I hope to see you next time. Let me know your thoughts and have a nice day.